how am I able to still leave a sense of me still here? What if we never have kids? Because people automatically equate legacy to children. But let's just be honest, everybody's not able to have kids.
Right.
So is your legacy only tied to your kids?
So if you feel like you going through hell and hot water, just start focusing on how can you help your brother or sister. And that'll take
That's
your
good.
mind off of what you got going on, and then you'll start to feel better, and you will start to see how God is moving in your life as
Yeah.
well. Share your knowledge to say like I am important, I am somebody, I
Yeah.
am a child of God, like because you got to believe highly of yourself first
Mm-hmm.
before you can start leaving a legacy.
Yeah. What's up, family? Welcome to the Load Up Podcast. I'm your host, Courtney B, and we are so excited that you all are here. Listen, if this is your first time, you're going to hear all kind of motivation to shift your mindset, to follow and live your God-given purpose, to live out your dreams. You may get some business tips, some marriage tips. Listen, I have my husband of a host, sexy, handsome, Gently. What up?
What's up, my people? Thank you for them
Oh,
compliments.
yeah. You know I love me some you.
I
They know
receive
I
that.
love me some you. Yeah.
Receive it.
So listen, we're gonna get right into it. We were listening to a podcast earlier this week, maybe about earlier this week, and we heard a question, and they said, "What is your legacy?" And that thing been
For
sitting
sure.
with us all this time. So we was like, you know what? We're gonna bring it to the Load Up podcast so we can kind of talk about it, talk through what is legacy, what does legacy look like, and what do we want to leave when we leave here? You know, we're not gonna be here forever. Um, so yeah, let's hop
That's
right
good.
into it, baby. What is legacy? Let's start there. What is
Yeah.
legacy?
What is legacy? So, legacy is a lasting impact and the way that you will be remembered for generations to come. So, when I think about legacy, I mean, we think about all the people that came before us. You know, you got the Dr. King, you got, the Malcolm X, you got the Nipseys, you got the Kobe's. You have all these people that left a lasting impact for generations to come. And so when I think about that, I'm thinking about what do what's my impact? What's my influence? What do I want to leave behind for generations to come? And when I think about that, that was really like what caused me to, come up with load. It was like I want to be remembered. You know what I'm saying, for something, and I was like, man, I want to be remembered for helping people live out their dreams, or helping them to change their mind, change their mindset, find their dreams, find their purpose in life, and start to live it. Change the whole, shift their whole life, change their whole lifestyle. And so that was like the main thing that I wanted to be remembered for. So, my legacy, I wanted to be, when they came in contact with me, I shifted their whole mindset, shifted their life, and they started living this new life. They started living, they started thinking different. They started moving different. They started to just change everything about them. They started living out their dreams, and they started living their purpose. So that's something that I want to have my impact to be. And I hope this channel, this is our legacy, so it will be here for generations to come when people need any kind of encouragement, inspiration, motivation, marriage tips, business tips. They can come here and they can look at us, and say, dang, like they still helping people so many years down the road.
Yeah, and you said something so good. You went right to legacy should be impactful, should be influential. I know a lot of people feel that when you start talking about influence, you automatically thinking about. I'm sorry, when you start thinking about legacy, you're automatically
Mm-hmm.
thinking about kids. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like what are you leaving like as a legacy for your children,
Yeah.
or those that come behind you and your family? You automatically think about sometimes with legacy as well, inheritance. I think we use those two words interchangeably because we know that the Bible tells us that a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important to look at legacy as impact and influence, not necessarily about an inheritance.
Right.
Because what happens is if we're only equating legacy to money,
Right.
monetary. What
Right.
about when that money is gone? Or what
Gone.
about if you only have money? What about if all it is and only inheritance is keeping land in the family and keeping money in the family? Like we always say, like we want old money, we want long money, all of this. But
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, your legacy isn't tied to only inheritance. I don't even think, like we need to consciously like make sure that we're not using inheritance and legacy interchangeably. Inheritance is what are you leaving behind so that your family, can continue with
Right.
generational wealth or breaking
Right.
generational cycles in that sense. But I think when you start talking about legacy, you're thinking about the impact that you left. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody that we listen to we read his books and some of his YouTube like lessons is Napoleon Hill. I don't even know if he
Mm-hmm.
like black people or not. I don't know.
Right.
Because yeah, but
Well, he has some
he
gems.
he really does. He has some gems for like growing in life, and then
Right.
just making sure that you are being impactful and influential when you listen to his videos. But I
Right.
think we are listening to videos from the 1800s or
1800.
late 1800s.
Long
We
time.
are still living in, we are still listening to those messages now that he left so long ago. So I think we have to start thinking about, like, we're in the year 2025 now, but how am I still able to leave my footprint? How am I able to still leave a sense of me still here? What if we never have kids? Because people automatically equate legacy to children. But let's just be honest, everybody's not able to have kids. So
Right.
is your legacy only tied to your kids?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, it's like I said, it's what you left behind, the impact that you left, the impression that you left on people's hearts and minds, you know. And I wanted to speak on like, so as a culture, I feel like we leaving legacies in the wrong
Break
categories.
it down.
We're not we're not trying to leave legacies in the street category, in the street legacy.
Mm.
It's not what we like. We too old for that. Like you too old. Some people, you too old for that. Like we not trying to be the biggest scammer, the biggest drug dealer, the biggest whatever, something streetwise. You know what I mean? Like let's try to level up our thinking and let's leave a building behind. Let's leave, something that you did for the community behind. How did you help people? How did you grow people, and I think our culture now, like they just trying to leave a street legacy behind, like what they did in the streets, how many guns they didn't have, how much drugs they didn't sold, or how drunk or high you can be. Like those are not the type of things that I want to leave behind or people remember me for. I want to be remembered for a man when like I said, when they came across Jet, it was like, man, he made me just started thinking different. He made me just want to start moving different.
So
Like,
ultimately, legacy is something that can't be bought. Something like how we say peace and happiness,
yeah,
is something that money can't buy.
yeah.
So would you say legacy is something that can't be bought?
Oh, that's a good question. It can't be bought. Hmm.
Because when you think
It
about it,
can't be bought.
as we talk about peace and
Uh huh.
like when we really talk about being rich, let's go there. So we can talk about being rich with money, but that doesn't last. But if you're rich and your family loves you, if you're rich and your wife loves you, your husband loves you, you're rich in peace, you're rich in things that money can't buy that still makes you you. At the end of the day, things will be gone.
Right.
So the same with legacy, although yeah, you can leave money and you can leave behind generational wealth, which is why I was equating it to like more of like inheritance instead of a legacy. You can't buy, how you made somebody
Somebody
feel. Now,
feel,
granted, let's be honest, you can pay somebody a mortgage off, pay somebody a house, you know
and
what I'm
they gonna
saying, and
remember
they
that.
gonna
Yeah,
remember that.
they remember that.
But ultimately, Imagine giving somebody the money and doing these things off, and you just doing it for a photo op, or you're just doing it, so you can throw it back up in their face. But
Yeah.
and you're actually giving people some gems, and you showing them
Gems.
how to go out and get it, how to make more money where they
That's
can
good.
create, more wealth for their families. They're gonna
Right.
remember you put me in this position. You put me in rooms that my feet probably would have never touched or went in if I wasn't connected to you. So
Right.
that's what I mean by, is legacy something more of what can't necessarily be bought? Because it's a saying that people don't care how much you know until they know how
Know
much
how
you
much you
care.
care. Yeah.
And people may forget what you did for them, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So that goes back to, yeah, you may pay the mortgage off, but then you doing it for a photo op and you throwing it up in their face. They feel that.
Right.
Whereas you paid their mortgage off, but it was like, okay, I'm gonna pay this time, I'm gonna pay your rent this time, but hey, come alongside with me and work with me,
So I can
in
show
my
you how to
business. Let me
keep
show
paying.
you, how to
Yeah.
make your own money. People
Yeah.
remember that stuff because you took the time out and made sure that I'm able, to stand on my own. I don't have to continue to come
Yeah.
back to you. And I think we talk
Man,
about that all the time.
that's
All the
good.
time, people are addicted to people needing them.
Mm.
People are addicted to people needing them. You come back and, people want to just dangle a little bit to you so they can come back and get some more because they feel needed. Or
Yeah.
it's like an ego thing in a
Yeah.
sense,
Yeah.
like, hey, I know they gonna need me next month. But the moment that the people are asking, someone may be asking, like, hey, show me how to
Yeah.
do this, they're like, I don't want to show you.
Right.
And it's
To
real,
keep you dependent
to
on
keep
them.
you dependent. And I
Yeah.
think people will always remember those that took the time out to show them that they really care about them. You care about my well-being because you're not only giving me the money, or you're not only helping me like monetarily, but you're showing me how to continue to, you ain't just giving me the fish, you're showing me how to continue to
To
fish.
fish. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your legacy?
um
What legacy you want to leave behind?
I think ultimately, like, I want, when people think about me, to really feel the love of God and feel what it is to like what holding on can do when you really trust God. Like, I want, when my name to come up, like, hey, she got faith for real. I want that kind of faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to really know, like, what it looks like to really trust God for real. And I think for me, if I'm able to lead them back to Him, like, that's just really, that's it for me. Like, I really want people to know, like, when it comes to like anything that we want, like, it's no reason that those who don't believe in Christ have more than us, than the ones that really do believe in Christ. So I really
Mm-hmm.
want, when people think about me, to know, like, nah, she had faith. Like, the Bible talk about faith of mustard seed, but nah, this, she had
She
great
had
faith. She
real
was a
faith.
woman of great faith,
Yeah.
and she really trusted God. And I want that because now I see what holding on can do, what trusting God can do, what believing in God can do. So
That's
ultimately, it's two
good.
things. It's kind of in two parts. One is leading them to God because that's ultimately why we're here, and then two is really showing them, like, you can have whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is that your heart desire, as long as you're keeping God in the center of it, first in everything that you do. So ultimately, when you think about me, like, I hope that that's what it is. I had a girl tell me a few weeks ago, like, you really a girl's girl, like, you really want to see us. I feel like you really want to see us win. And so many women love to say I'm a girl's girl. I never have to say that. Like, I honestly want, like, I am truly a woman's entrepreneur advocate. Like, I feel like we all should have a business. I feel like we all should be able to make some sort of extra income. We should not be living paycheck to paycheck. Even if we're not a full-time entrepreneur, I think we all should have some kind of product or business that we should sell. Like, it has automatically been placed in us that, we have to work hard to earn money. Like, no, you ain't got to work hard. It's ways around anything that you want to do. Like, you can make income, you can live your dream life, and you don't have to work hard to do it, or you don't have to work hard to have it. And that's truly just what I appreciate. Like, that, those be the compliments for me, like, you're a girl's girl, or you really, like, you had the sweetest spirit, or I really feel like you want to help us win. Like, those are the kind of compliments that I enjoy, because there's really, like, the fact that you can see what's inside of me. Now, granted, you know people be people in it sometimes, but ultimately I do, want to see women win ultimately, and for you to live your dream life. There's no
Yeah.
reason why we should be struggling.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think that was
good.
like a two-part question, but yeah.
That's a great. That's a great legacy, and we gotta think too that legacy don't have to be something that's so hard. Like we don't have to make it so deep. You know, somebody that's watching be like, man, how I even start creating a legacy. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, man, first it don't even have to be that deep. You know, it's something you don't have to have a lot of money to do this. You know, like we was talking about our grandmas, like how they left a legacy. It was like because of what they did and what they said,
The wisdom they
and
live.
and
Yeah.
and how they treated us, like that was their legacy, and we still remember that, and our family members still remember talking about grandma, you know, and everything that she did, all the traditions she started, and eating on Sundays, and
That's legacy.
and yeah, that's
Yeah.
legacy, and giving you, sliding you some money, you know
Y'all
what I'm
show your mama I
saying,
gave
like
you
this,
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's legacy, like, you know, so we don't have to be deep. It don't have to be something that's drawn out. It could be something easy. And so if you're thinking like, how do I leave a lasting legacy? Here are a couple of things you could think about. So focus on investing in others. That's what we've been talking about. So if you can focus on investing in your brother or in your sister, then that's leaving a legacy because it's going to impact their lives in some type of way, impact their mind, impact their heart some type of way. So, and then another thing, you know, I don't know if somebody said it or not, but you know how a good way to take your problems, your mind off your own problems, focus on somebody else. So if you feel like you going through hell and hot water, just start focusing on how can you help your brother or sister. And that'll take your mind off of what you got going on, and then you'll start to feel better, and you will start to see how God is moving in your life as well. Share your knowledge, share your values and your resources to help people grow. You know, so we always hear what it was: reach one, teach one, reach one. That's how I go.
Each one teach one, I think.
Look, if you learn something, teach it to
Yeah, each
somebody.
one
You
teach
know what
one,
I'm
I think.
saying? So, hey, and that's something simple.
Yeah.
If you learn just like how you learn in business, and you learning about marriage, and you learning about how to make six figures and so forth, like you can teach that to somebody else, and that can be a part of your legacy. So you know something, and you have something inside of you that you can teach somebody, or that you can show somebody. You don't necessarily have to be a teacher, because I always kind of say it like, you know, I ain't trying to do what like my wife doing, you know what I'm saying? But if we can have a conversation, then I could teach, we could talk like that. But so just focusing on that, right? Then you can mentor people, you can create traditions like we said. So that's like in the family. Create something in the family where y'all do something. You know, I remember when we said, man, I want to start feeding our family every other month. And that was kind of something that me and like that's something that we wanted to leave behind and do for our people so we can share our love. Um, Also, mentoring, you can financially support people if you have the money, you know, and like you were saying, you can help people pay their mortgage, you can help people live their dreams, you can help people pay their car notes, whatever, wherever you see a need in, and you feel like you can help them, give them the money, but also give them a word or encouragement, let them know that God is still with them. Um, you can also create ebooks, write books. You know, that's something that a lot of people do to leave their legacy here, put their knowledge inside of a book or ebook and leave that for generations and generations to come. Start a YouTube channel as well. You know, that's somewhere that people can type in and they can read you, they can watch your videos and watch everything that you have, all your content, and they can leave generate like Miles Monroe. We
We
still watch
still
his
watch him.
videos, you know, and he's gone now, but his videos are still impactful. So that's a part of leaving his legacy behind, leaving that wisdom that God downloaded into him and he's giving it to us that's still helping us to this day. So it's a bunch of things that you can do that doesn't actually require having a lot of money. Just wake up every day and see how you can make somebody else's life better.
Yeah. How you can make somebody day.
Day, yeah.
Yeah. For
And that
real.
could be a part of your legacy for you. So right now, just write down what is like what do I want my legacy to be? That's a good question for you. And think about it, pray about it, and see what God like download into your heart.
Yeah, and I think also we have to remember that we are answering the earth. So
Mm-hmm.
we're
Oh,
answering
ooh,
the
that's
earth, and
good.
we're here to be an answering the earth. It's something that you have that somebody else needs. It's
Yeah,
something that's on the inside of you that somebody else needs. And the longer you prolong it, the longer that you don't do what God told you to do, the longer that you put off purpose, somebody else is not walking their purpose.
that's
And
good.
I don't want to have the pressure of knowing that because something that I didn't give, because it's a gift that I didn't use, because there is, anything that God gave me for someone else, I didn't do it, and that made someone else not live purpose or not live their best life. That's a lot of pressure,
That is.
especially when you are an answer in the earth. And I think a lot of us don't realize that.
Yeah,
A lot of us don't
that's
realize
good.
that we're an answer here, that we are here for a purpose. We're here for a reason. I think a lot of people, when we start saying that, a lot of people think like we're here for a purpose because of what we want to do. But if we kind of start thinking back in our lives, like people that we've come across, that they were put here to push us to go somewhere, to get somewhere,
Right.
whether it was good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Whether the
Uh,
person was a good person or the person was a bad person, whether the
yeah,
person was there present or they were not present, they were they were put in our lives to push us to be something.
yeah,
you
that's
know
good.
so I think when we really understand that every person in our life is put here to push us to be someone, every person that we're like, every person that has the privilege of knowing us, like, it's a privilege to know you. Do you know that? it A lot of people don't, because you giving your time, your space, your body to any and everybody.
Yeah,
So a lot of people don't
that's a part of
understand
your
that. So
legacy.
I
Yeah.
want you to know that you are important, that it's a privilege to know you. It's a privilege to access you. It's a privilege to have access to you. Walk like that. Understand that everybody whose life that you come into, that it's a privilege to them, for them to have access to you. It's a privilege for them to know you. You are bringing something so impactful to them, but you have to decide what it is. You have to unlock what it is. And the moment
Mm,
that you really understand the great gift that you are, do you know that God brought you at a high price?
that's
When
good.
you know that God brought you at a high price, when you know that you are royalty, you are a royal priesthood, you won't just allow anybody to have access to you. You won't just give your body to anybody. You won't just be in a relationship because of what they're doing for you. You won't just be in a relationship just to say that you got somebody. Forget all of that. I am precious. And anybody, I don't even know where that came from, but
Man, that's
anybody that
good though.
has
Somebody needed to hear that.
yeah, anybody that has the privilege to have me as a friend, as a wife, as an employee, as an employer, it is that doesn't mean that you're cocky. That doesn't mean that you're walking around like you're better than someone. You just understand what you bring to the table. You just understand what's on your life. You just understand that God has put you in a position to change someone's life, because you may be that person's answer and you need to walk like it. That's
Mm.
it. I ain't gonna fuss today. Y'all know I get the fussing.
Nah, that's good because I was gonna say most people are not even thinking about their legacy because they living day to day. So how can I focus on what I'm gonna leave behind when I'm trying to make it to tomorrow? You know. So people have to get out of that self and the scarcity mindset, the low living mindset, because that's all that is I'm focusing on me. I can't worry about investing into you and mentoring other people and teaching somebody else and doing, because I'm trying to make it. I can't pay my light bill, my water bill. So they not thinking about leaving a legacy. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do we say to people that's living low, that's living lower than what God has called them to live? So it's like, hey, you gotta first shift your mind.
First,
You
yeah,
gotta shift your
first.
mindset to what you were saying, to let you to first to say like, I am important, I am somebody, I am a child of God. Like, cause you gotta believe highly of yourself first before you can start leaving a legacy.
And
So
seasons don't last.
yeah,
So you may be in this season right now,
right.
but you shouldn't be in this same season next season.
You shouldn't
When
be.
this season expires, because we know that seasons change. So when
Right.
this season expires, then, what are you doing now to make sure that you don't have to return,
Right.
to this season? But we also know too that it's better to give than receive. I know we both have been in positions where we didn't have and we still gave. We both have been in positions, where we didn't help people and we needed the help.
Right.
We've both been there, and we've been able to see, how God has blessed us, because we know that what you make happen for other people, God will make happen for you.
That's
And I've
good.
never seen, like, when you give, you can go to God and be like, okay, God,
Yeah.
like you saw me. You saw me, being faithful
Yeah.
and still giving, even when I didn't. Now, granted, be a good steward over, your things. But what I am saying is, to your point, when we're just focusing on us and what we have and what we can do and what we can't do, then that's when we get, distracted from what we're really here for, which is helping other people. And I also think that, we talk about all the time that when we can get ourselves out the way and what we need and our bills to be paid, we can do so much more for other people.
Right.
And I think it's really just what you're thinking about. You're thinking about the problem. You're thinking about the thing at hand. And don't get me wrong, the money do be real funny sometimes. And I may not be able to give you any money, but I may be able to still give you a word.
Right.
I still may be able to pull you to the side and pray with you. Even though it may not be actually monetary, but that's why we talked about in the beginning, legacy is not always money. Like, I can remember times, like even now, I can talk about how I'm seeing how God is healing people's body. And I've been praying and asking God to heal me for 20 years. But I'm seeing and I'm living that, and I'm seeing, God, I'm these same prayers that I'm praying for other people, and I'm seeing that you praying, that you're healing them. I'm praying them same feelings. Why they ain't working for me? But ultimately, I even get a sense of hold on, because I'm seeing that God did it for them, and if I know that He'll do it for somebody else, I know that it can be done for me as well. So saying all of that to say, you can still pray for a person in a season where you feel like you don't have nothing to give. You can still pray for a person or speak life into a person when you feel like you don't have nothing to give, because the moment that you see that it's done in your neighborhood, if my house in that neighborhood, God can do it for me too.
That's good. So so just remember, like we said, leaving a legacy does not have to be financial. It doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't have to be something that's so big that it makes it scary to even start. Leaving a legacy can be something so small as investing into others, sharing knowledge and wisdom, impacting somebody's life. I remember when I used to go to the kids, like I used to go to schools, and I see the kids later on. They were saying, "Man, I still remember when you came to my school." So doing those type of things, that's what legacy is about. So don't get so caught up on social media and everything that you see that you don't build a legacy for your life. With that, man, we want y'all to live your dreams, find your purpose, lock in with God, and let's go out here and leave the legacy that we should be leaving. You got anything else for the people?
No, I think we said it. I think that covered it.
You think that's it?
Because I was getting in my head so I can close it, y'all. So I'm going to just give y'all a little inside scoop back here. We're trying to do more that I'm opening and I'm closing. So, but he done went on and closed. I think he forgot. So, no, baby, go ahead and take us out of here.
Nah, that's it, man. Again, stay locked in with us. I hope we said something that's going to push you further, change your life, shift your mindset. It's your boy, Jet Lee.
I'm Courtney B. Peace.
What?
What you just did?
What up, my people? Yeah.
Last time. I messed up this time. You're going to go with it because, yeah. We are celebrating Black History Month. That ain't Black History Month.
Breast Cancer
Awareness.